The lady, willingly I have the facilities for cooking, but I do not use them because I'm using it only as a studio. The reason why she didn't use them was she had no money to buy anything. So she had the facilities but no money, and not a thing in the cupboards. The lady said, "Tell me the ingredients and I'll bring them over right away." So she itemized all the things. So I raise imagination to the state of vision, and then the thing is done. Here is an artist. You would think she would certainly have sight. She is a fine artist, and her works are in our national galleries. During the Depression, she didn't have one dime, literally not a dime. She said, "I was so exhausted I couldn't even walk to the YWCA and offer my services for a meal. It was too far to walk, and I didn't have the strength. So I stretched out on the couch and said, 'Lord, you said if you but believe, all things are possible.' Well, I believe. I believe that I am well fed. Here she is, starving, with nothing. Then she said, 'I didn't actually hear words audibly, but I got an impression, and the impression was this. If you really believe, as you now say that you believe, wouldn't you prepare the table? If you say that you actually believe, wouldn't you have the table prepared for the meal?' She said, 'While stretched on the couch in my imagination, I put out the best things that I had, even to the lighting of a candle, all in my imagination, and prepared for the reception to receive the good that is coming. Then I fell asleep from sheer exhaustion. Next thing I knew, in my dream, I'm lifting the cover from a lovely big silver platter, and as I'm lifting the cover, it begins to ring. It's actually ringing. Then it dawned on me the telephone is ringing. So I got up. It's all a dream, and I answered the phone. A friend I hadn't seen in 20 years, the last time I saw her was at my mother's funeral. She and my mother were very close and dear friends, said over the phone, "Suddenly I have a longing for a certain meal that you prepared years ago for your mother and me. For some unknown reason, I would love to have that or something similar. Could you do it for me?" I said to the lady, "Willingly I have the facilities for cooking, but I do not use them because I'm using it only as a studio." The reason why she didn't use them was she had no money to buy anything. So she had the facilities but no money, and not a thing in the cupboards. The lady said, "Tell me the ingredients and I'll bring them over right away." So she itemized all the things she needed for whatever dish. Well, you can't go into a store and buy a cup full of flour. You buy a pound at least, maybe 2. Same is true of spaghetti or anything of that nature. You simply buy the smallest amount, which is still far in excess of what you would need to prepare a meal for 2 people. But the lady went in and bought everything that this artist gave her. Within the hour, here came the car, and she went out to help her bring in all the food. It took another hour and a half or so to prepare it. She said, "I have a cat that I thought went insane. It hadn't detected the odor of food in our place in so long that it went wild. I had to put it out, and it jumped up on the window from the outside." The lady said, "What's wrong with the cat?" She didn't have the courage to tell her it hadn't had food in the house for the longest while. She had found scraps from the garbage pails for it, going down the street to get scraps to feed her cat. After an hour and a half, the meal was ready. She not only sat down and thoroughly enjoyed it with her friend, but there was enough left over for at least 2 more weeks. You can't use all that is brought in when only 2 people are going to dine. Now, although she is an artist and her work hangs in our country's galleries, she had developed the sense of touch beyond anything else. She could actually feel that thing. Then she heard the bell ring. She went to bed touching the plates, the candle, lighting it, and doing all the things with the sense of touch. That is the story of Isaac, but everyone is dramatized in Scripture. You can do it with any other sense, and if you really have the creative power of sight, you could actually see it. It will work just as well.